Hi friends, and welcome here. I really do hope that you guys are having just the most wonderful day wherever you're at. Here in Florida, it is starting to get warm. I'm starting to finally understand what people mean when they say that Florida gets hot and humid. So trying to stay cool. Yeah, if you hear little baby, she's here. She's hanging out with me. But I just wanted to share my meal prep for the week. Honestly, I set out to meal prep this week, and we're taking upon the challenge. But I am starting off with prepping some overnight oats. I had mentioned that I was going to be making Miranda's overnight oats, the carrot cake ones. And this time around, I did add some PB2 powder and modified it a little bit. For future reference, next time I will be adding less of the PB2 powder because I felt the flavor was too strong. But overall, it was a good change. It's nice trying something different once in a while. But I will link down her video to her recipe down in the description box below, as well as the different things that I added to my oats. And I also made my baby her little oats, and I just think they're so cute. Hers are obviously a little bit different than mine, but just a comparison, they're just so cute. Like, look at them, mama and baby oats. Moving on to one of our recent breakfast in the morning that we really enjoy is a curried tofu scramble. Now, I usually use the extra firm high protein tofu from Trader Joe's, but today I wanted to use up the regular firm tofu that we had in the fridge. So I am just going to mash it up and crumble that, and then add a ton of curry powder. That's the key for this, because you really want like a curry flavor. So I add some garlic powder, some onion powder as well, and then nutritional yeast. It doesn't add a cheesy flavor in my opinion, but it does add some flavor to the dish. So that's what I do. And then I went on and added even more curry. And another option that you could do that I do sometimes is I also add some turmeric, and you could do that as well if you want, or throw in any other types of seasonings that you want as well. And then I throw in a lot of frozen spinach that's already chopped, and just mix that up, and it comes out so, I can't even describe it. It's just so good. It smells so good. I serve it on top of some toast for me, and then I sprinkle some salt on mine, and it comes out perfect every single time. So this makes a delicious breakfast. Now, this next part, we are going to be making some beans in the Instant Pot, and for this I'm actually going to be using some chickpeas. I have been loving making my own chickpeas. I just think that they come out so much better than the canned version. I don't know why I've never made chickpeas like myself. I usually always just buy canned, but this changed the game and they just don't taste the same. So I just added a ton of chickpeas to my pot, give them a rinse. And you see me kind of sorting them because I don't know if they're like pinto beans and black beans where you have to kind of sort through them to make sure they don't have any rocks. So that's what I did, just to be sure, because I didn't want to end up, choking or biting on any rocks. But I just put it in my Instant Pot and set it for 50 minutes. And I do let it naturally release for a while, maybe about 30 minutes, and then they come out so perfect. And I just refrigerate these, and I add these to different types of meals. And Victor also, he's been enjoying chickpeas, so recently this has been our legume of choice. And as I had mentioned, we are going to be making a barley salad. So for this, I am going to be using 1 cup of barley and 2 cups of water to make this. And I did rinse it off, because you gotta be extra careful and rinse off your grains. I don't know, I'm just laughing. I'm feeling a little silly today. So I just put that in my Instant Pot for 20 minutes and allowed it to naturally release for a while, mainly because I forgot to take it out. Now, the next thing that I had to prep were the vegetables to add to my salad and for the barley salad as well. So for this, I am using just some bell peppers. I love a red and yellow bell pepper, so these are the ones that I decided to go with, and just made sure that I made them pretty small so that they easily blend into the salad. I find that if you have big pieces, it usually is harder for me to eat them, but if they're small and just kind of mixed in very well, then I don't mind them at all. And I also diced up some cucumber, and I'm trying to get over that, guys. I feel like I say a lot. Like, I'm being real. I was talking to Victor about this earlier, and we were just talking about how I need to work on that. So excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. But I also diced up some, oh my gosh, some red onion. I'm sorry, guys.
Red onion.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but I'm leaving that in there because this is real life and I'm hanging out with Victor and my baby. I have this pretty cool salad spinner thing that we got at IKEA a few months back, and I'm really excited to use it to make sure that my greens actually end up, it takes out all the moisture, and so therefore my leafy vegetables end up lasting longer. So I hope it works. And this is a few days later, obviously, and it actually did work. So I'm a fan of this salad spinner thingy. Definitely going to do this with my greens in the future after I wash, and then I could just spin it up. It's pretty cool. Never used one of these before. Let me know if you have one of these and if you find it beneficial and what else this actually works with that's just not, greens. Maybe I could find another purpose for it as well. Next, I'm just going to be adding the veggies and all that stuff and prep my salads by, putting it all together. And this was such a great combo. I'm not going to lie. I added some hemp seeds. I added some sunflower seeds as well. And then, like I mentioned, the gardein chicken strips. And I added also a dressing that I had from Whole Foods to this, and you could add in any dressing of your choice, but these salads came up absolutely delicious. Highly recommend those. And now moving on to a pretty yummy meal. I'm not gonna lie, this was possibly one of my favorites, with the exception of one thing that I will mention a little bit later. But I ended up shredding my tofu just because shredded tofu, if you have not tried this, you definitely should. It adds such a different texture and it changes up a meal that, I don't know why, but I also ended up shredding some mushrooms, and I just wanted to try to add just also some type of vegetables in there. I didn't want to, just do basic tofu. That's great too, but wanted to bulk it up with some veggies. So I added some mushrooms to that, and I ended up having a lot left. So a lot in one pan. So then I ended up adding some sliced carrots and added my seasonings. For this, it was just garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper, and seasoned it really, really well, and then tossed it all together and put it in the oven about 20 to 25 minutes on 375. I found that worked pretty well. And when I went to put it in the oven, I finally realized that the barley was all done. So I don't know if this is the way that it's actually supposed to come out. I followed some recipe on how to cook it in the Instant Pot. So I thought that it was a little bit watery or mushy. So what I did, I just let it cool down, and then it kind of firmed up, which was really nice. And now while that sat and cooled down, I diced up my cilantro, and then I added the cilantro to both of these, and I actually ended up even adding in some seasonings to this, which just the basic, garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper. And because it seemed like a lot and I was going to add some chickpeas, I actually ended up dividing it into actually 3 containers. That way I have 3 meals throughout the week instead of just 2, which was really cool because then I could add, more veggies and whatnot to balance it out. I added in my cooked chickpeas, and just enough that I thought was, a pretty good amount, getting in some good plant-based protein with the chickpeas, and then followed up with adding in my toppings. I got my bell peppers, my cucumber, my red onion, and all the things. And then if I did want to add any seasonings after, I could add them when I eat them throughout the week, which was really nice. I really enjoyed meal prepping. There was something really nice about just taking it out and either warming it up or eating it cold, and it's just really nice. It's super handy. Now our tofu is ready, and we could season it up some more with our dressing, but it came out perfect. That was just the right amount of time, and because I wanted to add my sauce to it, I did end up transferring it over to a single pan so that I can mix it all together. I ended up using this Mandarin teriyaki sauce. Now, obviously, you don't have this every day. This is not the healthiest, but it added some much needed flavor, and we want to go through the sauce. So after this, I have found some other ones that I do enjoy and that I actually want to try from Whole Foods Market, and we'll consider buying those after we're done with this. And it actually came out really good. It was a very sweet meal, I gotta admit. And after that, I followed up with prepping my veggies for this, and for this I was going to be using some zucchini. I love steamed zucchini and steamed broccoli, and originally I was gonna mainly do broccoli, but I ended up opting just for zucchini and then broccoli for something else throughout the week. And I also had some leftover cabbage, and so I wanted to use that first and make that a priority because it's been sitting longer in the fridge. And I just steamed this up in the microwave for about 6 minutes, and then I moved on with the other part of that same meal. I wanted to try these rice noodles since they were going bad, and I just boiled them up for a few minutes, and to be honest, I did not enjoy these rice noodles. Now, I don't know if it was because they were almost about to expire. I have no idea, but I just did not enjoy it. So what I ended up doing for one of the meals was, instead of actually eating the rice noodles, I ended up adding just regular rice to my bowl, and it came out so much better and so much more full of flavor than rice noodles. I don't know if it's because they're the thin ones and they just didn't have as much flavor, or if they had to be salted. I don't know. It was my first time making them, but I didn't really enjoy them. So if I would do this again, I would say go for some white rice or some brown rice, in my opinion. But hey, if you are a fan of rice noodles, then go ahead and make this. And now for the beginning of the week, this is pretty much everything that I meal prepped. I was going to make the muffins, but then I realized I did have some leftover cream cheese that I wanted to use up. So I ended up opting for buying some bagels and using the rest of that Miyoko's instead of making some brownies. Oh my gosh, what am I thinking? Instead of making the muffins that I had mentioned earlier. But this is everything that I made for my week, and meal prepping like this actually was very helpful as a busy mom, and everything came out delicious with the exception, I think, of the rice noodles. I would switch up for rice, but other than that, everything came out great. I had everything inside my fridge and they were ready for me to go. So highly recommend doing this. I hope that you found some inspiration on meals that you could prep yourself to help you throughout the week. And that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video very, very soon. Bye, guys.